I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. The Exarch told me the plan. We're gonna search the palace for the reclusive mage so we can find a way to get our friends home again. Now the mage is easily startled, so we should keep quiet. Alright, let's go. Hey mage, it's your boy! I think my megaphone's broken. Time to learn about the Grand Cosmos. Simplified. If you're using the duty support system, I'd recommend single pulling this dungeon. As you head forward, the Seeker of Solitude will teleport away. Turn left and the 6 suits of armor will come to life and start attacking you. Pick these up and head through the doors at the end of the corridor to the right. At the end of the next room, 3 more suits of armor will come to life, including a larger suit of armor. This one will cast Cloud Cover, which is an AoE below a random party member. It will also cast Iron Justice, which is a conal AoE. Just dodge out of these AoEs to avoid them. Kill everything and the doors on the far right side of the room will open. Head through the doors and turn right. Go through the open door at the end of this short hall and turn left. At the end of this room, weapons will fly off the wall and create creatures to hold them. Head through the door on the left and into the next hall where 2 large suits of armor at the end of the room will come to life. These will cast Cloud Cover and Iron Justice like the last one. The overweapon mobs will cast Smite of Rage, which is a short straight line AoE, and Whirl of Rage, which is a point blank AoE around itself. If you get hit by this, you'll be stunned for several seconds, but the stun is incinerable. Kill everything, the doors at the end of the room will open, and it's first boss time. There will be brooms on the outside walls on either side of the boss. Keep this in mind for later. Shadowbolt is a tank buster. Immortal Anathema is a room-wide AoE. Tribulation will put several AoEs on the ground that will linger as sludge-like AoEs. If you run through these, you'll get an unincinerable heavy debuff and a bleeding dot tick for 15 seconds. The brooms will activate and start moving across the arena in a straight line. If you are caught in the path of a broom, you'll be swept to the side and given a vuln stack. However, when the broom gets to the dark AoE, it will clean up the sludge and spin around it a few times to remove it from the arena. If you get hit by a spinning broom, you'll be knocked back double the distance and given a vuln stack. You just need to avoid being in front of a broom or getting hit by an AoE getting cleaned up. For ranged classes, the easiest way to do this is to stand off towards the side and wait for the broom to pass you as it leaves the wall. Then move behind the broom as it passes you in order to dodge the rest of the brooms and AoEs. For melee, you might need to disengage for a moment to perform this easily. When a broom hits an AoE, it will pause for a moment while it cleans it up. Look for which one of the 3 brooms in the middle of the arena will hit an AoE first. This broom will be held up slightly on this spot. Maneuver behind a broom that is not being held up to follow it as it passes the boss, and you can move back into melee range. If this is too much, you can always join the range classes against the wall and follow the passing broom back into melee range. Dark Shock is an AoE underneath 2 random players that will give you a vuln stack if you get hit by it. Dark Pulse is a stack marker. Group up to share the damage. Then all party members will get a point blank AoE on them. Spread out and avoid overlapping these AoEs. Mechanics will overlap and repeat until the Seeker of Solitude has been defeated. Exit out of the arena, go down the stairs and turn right. 6 Bell Porksies will aggro you from far away. Pick these up and head down the stairs. 2 Echoes and a Witchweed will spawn in. The Witchweed will cast Shadow Burst, which is a large AoE underneath a random party member. When the Echoes get below 30% health, they will get an AoE around them and start casting Self-Destruct. When this cast ends, they will instantly die and anyone in the AoE will get a hard hit. Dodge the AoEs as best you can. Kill everything and the gates on the right will open. Pick up the Snapweeds and the Artevo and turn left to go to the end of the path where there'll be 6 more Porksies that will aggro you. The Snapweed will cast Nepenthic Plunge, which is a conal AoE. This will give you an incinerable poison dot tick if you get hit by it. The Artevo will cast Acid Mist, which will also give you an incinerable poison dot tick if you get hit by it. And it will also cast Bloody Caress, which is a large conal AoE. The Paraporksies will cast Brewing Storm, which is small conal AoEs directed at random party members. Dodge out of everything as best you can. Kill everything, the gate on the right will open, and it's second boss time. Storm of Color is a tank buster. Ode to Lost Love is a room-wide AoE. Leanne and Sith will move to the middle of the room and cast Direct Seedling. This will cause several squares to turn into patches of grass, and 4 seedlings will drop into the arena. Lauren will then start casting Gardener's Hymn. When this cast ends, the seedling will take root in the grass and sprout into adds. The way we avoid this is to interact with the seedlings and move them onto a dry square where there is no grass. This will cause them to sprout into nothing and instantly die. If they do sprout in the grass, the Lover's Ring will need to be killed quickly as they will eventually start casting Toxic Spout. If this cast finishes, it will explode and give everyone in the party an incinerable slow debuff and an incinerable stack of poison. The cast of Ode to Far Winds will put many AoEs around the arena. If you get hit by any of these, you'll be given a vuln stack. This will also be accompanied by a point blank AoE on all party members. Spread out and avoid overlapping these. The cast of Ode to Fallen Petals will be an arena-wide donut AoE with the only safe spot being underneath the hitbox of the boss. If you get hit by this, you'll be given a vuln stack. The second time Direct Seedling is cast, it will create an untargetable ad on the outside that will knock back everything across the arena exactly 1 square in the direction of the arrows on the floor. So you'll need to put the seedlings exactly 1 square away from a dirt patch or against the wall in a dirt patch, so when the push happens, the seedlings will instantly die. Mechanics will repeat until the boss has been defeated. Head up into the manor and the Draco statue will come to life. Head up either set of stairs and go through the door at the top and turn right. 6 Porksies will aggro you at the end of the next corridor. The Porksies will cast the conal AoE of Brewing Storm again, while the Draco statue will cast Fire Breath, which is a conal AoE. Kill everything and the door on the right at the end of the corridor will open. Go past the dining table middle and through the doors on the left. As you approach the middle of the next room, 4 enemies will spawn from the portraits. The Black Mage, Mothbit, will cast Ronkin Freeze, which is a circular AoE underneath a random player's feet. If you get hit by this, it will bind you in place for 5 seconds, but the bind is assunerable. And the Warrior, Grim, will cast Overpower, which is a conal AoE. When these 4 have been defeated, 3 more enemies will spawn from the painting at the end of the room. The mounted enemy will cast Peerless Valor, which is a mini tank buster. It will also cast Supreme Majesty, which is a large AoE underneath a random party member, so get out of this to avoid the hard hit, as this cast is not stunnable. It will also cast Unparalleled Glory, which is a point blank AoE around itself. The White Mage, Hamonth, will cast Ronkin Cure 2, which will heal his fellow comrades for a significant portion of their health, but this cast is stunnable. Kill everything and the door at the far end of the room will open. You can head across the ballroom and into the room at the far end for the final boss. The boss will turn to face a random party member and cast either Scorching Left or Scorching Right. You can look at the boss to see which side the flaming sword is being held to see which side of the room it will be cleaving. So move to the other side of wherever it will cleave to dodge the attack. You'll get a Von stack if you're caught in it. Everyone will get a red marker over their head with the cast of Otherworldly Heat. Everyone will need to spread out as these markers will hit you with a small AoE that can cleave. The hit will leave a plus symbol of fire on the ground. In a moment, this pattern will explode in a fiery AoE that is significantly wider than what is on the ground. It will give you a Von stack if you're still standing in it. Watch out for the furniture around the room, as you do not want this to clip into any of the furniture and ignite. We must keep the furniture available for what comes later. Captive Bolt is a tank buster. Everyone will get a blue symbol over their head as Lugus casts Mortal Flame. This will put a lingering blue flame on you as well as the Mortal Flame debuff for 15 seconds. This will act like a Doom debuff. You will have 15 seconds to resolve the mechanic or you will instantly die. To solve this, you will need to run into a piece of interactable furniture around the room. You will just need to run through it to transfer the flame from yourself to the furniture. This mechanic will only happen twice, but it's very important that you keep the furniture around until at least the end of the second round of Mortal Flame. The cast of Fire's Domain will put a number of swords above the heads of everyone in the party. The number of swords above your head will indicate the order of which person will be targeted from 1st to 4th. Everyone will be tethered to the boss with a purple tether. The boss will dash to everyone in an untelegraphed straight line AoE, one at a time, in the order of the swords. When it reaches each player, it will cast Fire's Ire, which is a conal AoE in the direction of the player who was targeted. If you get caught standing in this AoE, you'll get a Von stack. When it is your turn to be dashed to, you will need to make sure that your tether is stretched into a thin purple line. If it is not this and a set of arrows with a thicker tether, you'll get a very hard hit and a Von stack. You'll also need to watch out for the furniture for this too, as the conal AoE from Fire's Ire will also ignite things around the room. So you'll need to point it away from as much furniture as you can until the second cast of Mortal Flame has finished. And finally, Culling Blade is a room-wide AoE. When this room-wide is first cast, 3 extra chandeliers will drop into the arena, which will give you an extra 3 pieces of interactable furniture around the arena to use for the next Mortal Flame cast. Mechanics will repeat until Lugus has been defeated. Congratulations, you have beaten the Grand Cosmos. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.